Oh, that's very good.
She's been open about 15, no, I think going on 20 years. Wow. And they got a raise about a year or two after she opened. See, because they get paid based on every bottle is 3.5 cents that they make.
Mom, I need pants.
Huh?
Mom, I need pants.
So, anyways,
I brought my pack, of course.
they haven't had a raise in that since 2009, and in the meantime, she's paying employees twice what she had to pay in 2009.
113% more.
Wow. Everything. Yes,
The last raise we got was when minimum wage went up to 7.25.
So now she's paying
30% of the
more than
whole
twice
industry
that.
because they can't afford 2025's bills on pay schedule from almost 2 decades ago.
And over 200 of the, going on 200 of the independent bottle returns centers have had to close because they can't afford to stay in business. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Looks like I'm gonna get arrested before we even start.
I love that for you.
Y'all are recording already. My name is Jade Eddy. I'm going. I am here today in a form of act of civil disobedience because the governor, Hochul, is not listening to redemption centers when we say we are in crisis. The government is stealing the money that is meant to pay us to keep New York clean and to keep deposit money in low-income families' pockets. The government is taking that money directly from those families. They have made close to $2 billion since 2009, money that was meant to pay our handling fee. We are suffering a 2009 handling fee with 2025 expenses. The government has caused our payroll to go up 114%. How are we supposed to survive under these conditions? I have been in Albany for the last 3 years pleading for help. The governor will not acknowledge our existence. She keeps saying she will review legislation that comes across her desk. Legislation is not moving forward. These politicians are corrupt. They are abusing this system. They have so many bills at their disposal to take care of this issue. They simply refuse to take action. Families are being destroyed. People are losing money. Charities, schools, churches, youth organizations losing tens of thousands of dollars as we continue to close. We aren't just fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for our communities. We are fighting for New Yorkers to get money that is promised to them, while the state is sitting here stealing it from every single New Yorker who loses access with our closures. Our people are losing jobs. Everybody is hurting, and our government is doing absolutely nothing. I am here today to deliver a pile of what is considered my unpaid labor because Governor Hochul refuses to address this crisis. She wants to re-elect herself in her position. She needs to face this. She cannot keep hiding from this. And I'm calling on you, the media, to hold her accountable. She cannot continue to ignore this issue while everybody is suffering. I have lost my home. I have lost my father. He died waiting for this legislation to pass, and that was 5 years ago. Where is Governor Hochul? Where is her action? I'm going to take this moment to dump these containers, and I might get arrested. If the governor wants to take my money, she can take my unpaid labor too. All of these containers are not in the system because our legislature will not act. We still have to do the same labor, but we don't get paid to do it. How is that right? Any service. I would like to point out that this is just a fraction of what our community is dealing with. I have an owner who has a 2-story barn built thousands of these bags. And in some cases, we have to pay to get rid of it. It's not our responsibility to deal with this.
Wait, let's get some bites while she's doing this. How many total bites are here?
There's close to 100.
You're based in
I'm a
Glens
small
Falls,
redemption
right?
center. There are redemption centers who deal with so much more than I do.
I think we interviewed you a few years ago. Stella Porter at Channel 13 might have talked to you. You're in Glens Falls?
Queensbury.
Queensbury. Okay.
I have testified in 3 hearings. I have met with every single legislator that is in Albany. They know what the problem is. I honestly, at this point, feel like the issue is they shifted the system in 2009. This money was quite literally, the unredeemed fund was meant to pay us and sustain this system. They shifted 80% of that money to themselves. And not a damn thing has been changed or maintained in this system since they did this. So to us, the message we are receiving is, you're a piggy bank. You, New Yorkers, everybody, you are a piggy bank. And the more we break you, the more we can take from you. That is not what this system was meant to do. It was meant to keep New York clean, and it was meant to provide financial security to low-income families. And it does do that when they make sure that it's working properly. They need to do their job. And as a business owner, I am calling on Hochul because if my employees aren't doing their job, that's where I step in and I make sure they do their job. These legislators are not doing their job, so she needs to step in and make them do it. I've had enough of her hiding. She can't keep hiding from this issue. Because I get phone calls every single day from owners who can't figure out how to buy food for their families. They're losing their homes. They're losing their businesses. One of the women here, her cousin just shut down after 34 years in business. You are destroying family legacies. And quite frankly, why would we stay in New York? You're creating a hostile environment for businesses and for workers. And none of this is environmentally friendly. Somehow Hochul just made it on some top 100 list for environmentalism. I sure would like to know why. Because this is not it.
You mentioned it a second ago, but can you talk about what you've lost while waiting for this bill?
My father passed away in 2020. We were waiting for this legislation to pass all the way back then. He opened this business 20 years ago. I should be celebrating that anniversary this year, and instead I face closure. After fighting like hell to reopen after my father passed, we have been doing nothing but going downhill. Our payroll goes up every single year. Our workers deserve better pay, but we can't even give them minimum wage barely. We're firing people because that's the only place we have to cut. This isn't just hurting us personally, it's hurting the people that work for us. We're hurting people who do it. This job is not easy, and it's definitely not pleasant. It's also impacting the communities that rely on us. We have thousands of organizations that rely on this money. They are telling us that if they don't have access to a redemption center specifically, they literally cannot do that funding anymore because stores cannot do what we do. They are not equipped to handle this volume. So this is it's a spider web. It is rippling into every community. I have people coming to me from 45 minutes away to return bottles and cans. That's absurd. And one of the towns hired a new position to pick the containers out of the transfer station because it's costing them too much money to deal with it too. So now they're creating whole new positions where they pay somebody to take these containers out of the transfer station. all of this, every single aspect of it, puts the burden of cost on New Yorkers. These billionaire beverage companies, they can afford to give us a raise. The state can afford to not take the money that's supposed to give us. There is a multitude of things that are wrong in this right now. It's being abused, it is corrupt, and
Pardon me?
Human standing.
sorry.
That's it. It's all right. Patriots. I didn't come near you.
What we are fighting for is just plain fairness. We are doing a job for New Yorkers, and we deserve fair pay. We deserve dignity. Governor Hochul is always on the news talking about affordability. This is not affordable. 2009 pay, we are getting 3.5 cents per container. That is less than what New Yorkers are getting to return their bottles. And trust me, on the back end, we deserve to get far more than we are getting. None of these politicians would last 20 minutes in my shoes. I guarantee you they would be in a fetal position, crying. We have to deal with so much in this industry, but the thing is, most of us love our jobs despite how gross it is, because we know that we're doing a good thing for our community, and we know that we are helping keep our communities clean. We are the only ones who are doing the right thing. The beverage companies are not. The legislators are not. Everybody is stealing from destroying the system and causing more litter and pain. So we are the ones out here fighting for the right thing and getting trampled on. That is the state of New York right now. It is absolutely shameful. And I am sorry that I'm here doing this today. I have been backed into a corner. I have done everything their way, and they continue not to care. Even the Democrats who are in charge are using us as sacrificial lambs because they have had a lifeline bill at their disposal to address this crisis since 2017, almost 10 years ago. And they continue not to put that lifeline bill forward. Why? Because they want to pass a bigger, better bill. I support that. We all support that. But if that is not realistically going to happen year after year after year, why not pass a lifeline bill and stop the bleeding? If somebody walks into an emergency room bleeding, you at least give them some type of care to stop that bleeding until they get proper treatment. We are just asking for a Band-Aid right now. Because what happens every single year is the session opens, and from January to May, they fight over the budget and they pass zero legislation. So we are now looking at not having anything done, if they even miraculously do something, until June. We cannot afford to wait any longer. Businesses are closing by the day. When I started this fight in 2023, I knew of 30 redemption centers that were closed. I knew that that number was bad. We now have 200 redemption centers shut down because they have not taken action. That is 6.5 times the number of businesses that we started with 3 years ago. Tell me how I'm supposed to continue doing this. Tell all of these families and businesses how they are supposed to continue taking this beating from New York State.
What's something that you would send as a message to the public right now in the face of what you're doing today?
I want the public to understand this is coming your way too. New York State is turning this deposit into a tax. If this does not get rectified and rectified soon, more of us shut down. The stores can't handle the overflow. They refuse and are refusing to take back your containers, and therefore you lose access. So when you cannot return your containers, New York State keeps that money. And that is what is happening right now. They are quietly turning this into a tax and not being honest with New Yorkers. And in the process, they are also causing people to open redemption centers because they don't understand the crisis for what it is. Legislators are giving them false promises. And I have somebody right now who opened in January, despite my advice not to, and he just closed. He couldn't even make it a year. This poor guy took out a loan against his home, invested over $100,000 in a failing industry because his legislators promised him that they would do something. They are lying to everybody in New York State. Do not believe your legislators. Everybody needs to hold them accountable. And if you do return your containers, find your local small-owned redemption center, not a Tomra location, and support them because they are the ones fighting for you. They are the ones who care about you. And if they go away, You have nobody protecting you anymore.
You give the vehicle keys.
I'm gonna move it.
It's gonna get done.
You can't, I'm gonna drive it away, sir. It's all done, we're done. You don't need to tell it. It's going right around the corner.
Is this? What are we in? A communist? This is the Boston Tea Party right here.
It's in the car. I got it. Huh? Yes. Watch out.
This is a modern Boston Tea Party over here, and you guys want to?
Careful, buddy.
Not all right. Cut it right. I know.
Can I speak you through really quickly? Earlier we were talking about,
Yes.
you said, especially in light of no longer producing the penny, that this is something that affects this business as well. Talk to me about that.
Right. Well, Washington, they did away with the penny because the penny cost 3.5 cents to make. Yet we've been begging for years. I've been here for 4 years begging for a little more handling, and we have to go. It's time for a dime. California, Connecticut, Maine, they all raised to a dime. And it's time for New York. New York, we're the Empire State. And instead of, we used to lead in the nation. Instead, these legislators aren't moving to push these bills to do the right thing. Incidentally, it's, yeah.
Here, one follow.
Yeah, sorry.
Here because today is, by the way, today is my father's birthday, the one who started my redemption center. I am here because he opened this. He opened this redemption center after losing a corporate job to going out of the country. He wanted something safe to give me so that I had security. And New York State is taking that dream and they are crushing it into the ground. We have family businesses all over New York State who are in the same position as me. I am just trying to exist. Unlike these jerks, I don't want to be a millionaire or a billionaire. I just want to keep the freaking lights on. And apparently that's too much to ask. And now they're going to bring the law into it. New York State will punish business owners before they help them. That is what New York State is doing. That is what Governor Hochul is doing.
This is a modern day
Absolutely
Boston
shameful.
Tea Party, what you're witnessing here today. We are proud patriots, okay, standing up for our rights, okay, and in doing the right thing. And you can see New York State is turning
Jess,
a
you have
blind
that
eye
picture
to
of my
us,
dad?
okay? Now, New York State since 2009 has made $1.8 billion, $1 billion would it be, 8 in unclaimed deposits, yet has given none of that money or shared any of that money with the redemption centers or any environmental causes, which by more in the law they're supposed to. Okay, so that's what we're up against. Okay, and prior to 2009, New York State didn't make a penny on this bill. Okay, it was changed in 2009, and they're taking all the money and putting it into their general fund, and it gets
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know.
it disappears. Okay, there's no accountability. Okay, we have technology today to make everybody accountable. Okay, and to make sure everybody gets their deposit back. Okay, so we can't thank you enough for coming and covering this story. Thank you, because it normally goes to deaf ears. Nobody. It seems like nobody cares, and it's just very frustrating. And that poor girl's losing everything. Okay, because
Fighting for
nobody
my
wants
life
to
out
listen.
here, and this is how they treat us.
Okay, I come all the way from Long Island. I help numerous community crisis centers. I help animal shelters, all kinds of cat and dog and horse rescues. And this is the only. This is a hand up to the citizens, not a handout, and that's what they don't get. Everybody wants a handout. We provide a hand up where somebody who has nothing could go out there, whether you're a undocumented immigrant or a single mother or somebody down in their luck. This is one program that really anybody can partake in and supplement their income. There isn't another program like it. That's why it's so successful and so good for the community. And we need the backing of our legislator to do it. Okay, so.
Sir, can you say your name before
One question.
My name's Peter Sidoti, Sidote, and I'm with Alta Positive Long Island. I run the largest redemption center on Long Island, and I welcome any news media to come and check it out because I have state-of-the-art equipment that I make it very easy for people to get their deposit.
And then can you say your name, please?
Jade Eddy, Jade Eddy, owner of MT Returnables in Queensborough.
Jake, one question for you. You came out here, of course, with a very personal cause. This is very personal to you and your family that you lost. What is one thing that he would say if he would be today?
He would probably warn you all that he wanted to raise me to stick up for myself because of my side, and he went a little too far, maybe. He used to tell people that all the time. Maybe I just did it a little bit too much.
And he was the founder of your business?
My father opened this business after the paper mill that he had worked at for 20 years shut down and went to Mexico. The entire community, thousands of employees, were searching for work to take care of their families. He had a family of 5 to take care of, and he was panicking, stressed, lost. He started picking up containers. Quite frankly, I thought he was having a nervous breakdown. I didn't know what a redemption center was when I was in high school, but it turned out to be a very smart business move on his part. He opened in 2005, and in 2009, they passed legislation to increase the handling fee and add water, and the industry absolutely thrived. You saw a boom in businesses open. You saw jobs being created in all of our communities. You saw people be able to put more money in their pockets, and communities get even cleaner. The bottle bill works if they maintain their responsibilities. I have witnessed it. I have lived through it. I have been in this business alongside my father for the last 15 years with him and 5 years without him.
What's the main thing that you would want reformed in the bottle bill?
Number one priority is the handling. You cannot continue to sustain a system with suppressed pay, and you cannot continue to force people to perform free labor. The second thing would be a container expansion. Why are we letting all of these containers go to landfills while we complain about those very same landfills being overburdened? The solutions are simple. They are at their disposal. They keep listening to billionaire corporations instead of their communities. Enough is enough. There is also legislation included in the bottle bill to bring the deposit to 10 cents. And I have had people tell me that would encourage them to return containers where 5 cents does not. These things are things that the communities want. But our legislators do not talk to the people on the streets. They talk to the donors. And we see it. We recognize it. They think they're sneaky. They think they're hiding it. They are not. And quite frankly, on a federal level, a national level, a state level, it's all the same. All of this is the thing is, you get Governor Hochul on the news consistently pointing at Washington and blaming them for hurting Americans. She may not be wrong, but you cannot hold those people accountable while not holding yourselves accountable at the same time. You are also hurting New Yorkers. You are also doing harmful things in this state. We are just asking for you to acknowledge that and deal with it. Stop hiding from this crisis. It is a crisis. It is nothing less than that.
You said a lot of employees in this sphere have lost a lot.
We have lost over 800 jobs with 200 closures of redemption centers. I have only made it less than halfway through the list of redemption centers listed with the DEC. So I anticipate that number by the time I am done to actually be over 200. I get notifications pretty much weekly at this point of closures. I have people losing access in communities all over the place. You are losing small businesses that are vital to our communities. You are losing environmental jobs in a state that claims to be very environmental. And all of this destruction is completely avoidable. So my question is, why? The only conclusion that we can draw at this point is the state is greedy and they want to take this money. At this point, you are at a fork in the road. You choose to do the right thing and you fix this and you fix it now. We are not waiting until June. We can't wait until June. Or you tell New Yorkers that you don't have any intention to fix this and you plan to just take money away from them and plan to allow their communities to become riddled with wit.
Can you please move out the road? Thank you.
This is the Boston Tea Party, okay? And this is overreach by government, okay, to punish us for doing the right thing. And this is what American citizens, true American citizens, true patriots, they stand up for what's right. And what's happening here is terribly wrong, okay? What can I tell you? Very unfair what you're doing to us. Can't believe I'm being arrested for bottles when they forgive murderers in this country, okay? Listen, I'm not against you guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to be here, sir, just so you know. I did not want to be here.
Can I just talk about this?
Are they taking you?
Yeah.
This is how New York State treats hard-working business owners. I'm right behind you, Pete. I'm getting arrested. I just got beat, so.
Dang. You guys the keys to my car.
Huh? All right. Later. They just took one of my colleagues and arrested him. Today is my dad's birthday, and I am being arrested by New York State trying to save his business and his dream. Hope you guys are proud of yourselves.
What's your sign about? Thank you.
Take all my signs back. Thank you.
Anything to say about your arrest?
I expected this. I did not expect to be treated any better by New York State after what they put me through. They should be ashamed of themselves. Please be careful with that. That's very important to me. Her property, the back.
I can't run that. I need my vehicle. Can you give me insurance to give you a place?
Are you having a hard time getting through? No, there's not gonna be. There's only one.
One bubble, right?
One bubble.
You gotta put her in. Yeah. fine.
Progressive, number 69369.
Can you guys back up just a little bit here as we get into the back?
Service ID 2293-2363, shows transporting 6 males, 1 female, from the office to the base, ready.
Go and grab those folks too.
Zero, the back side, that's 80, that's I got it.
So we are kind of at a breaking point now. Jamie wanted to get a lot of attention, and I think she's accomplished that today. All this pile here that's behind us represents a whole bunch of unredeemable deposits. All right. Yeah.
So it represents.
This represents a free labor that everyone in our industry has to provide. The more the state fails to maintain an updated system and add a deposit to these containers, the more that the consumer gets confused and still brings it to the shop. We then therefore have to handle it and dispose of it at no cost. Now we are also paying our employees to do so, and we simply can't afford that any longer. You know, there's been so many closures in the last 2 years, and at some point there's going to be no more left to handle it.
What are the personal effects of this?
Now I live in an area where there has been a lot of labor enclosures. My business has actually gone up significantly just in the last couple of months, whereas all of my neighbors have shut down, which means a lot more work for me. But it doesn't necessarily mean more money. And that is also a hardship because you cannot afford the labor required to do the work we have.
I just want to ask you, what do you think about everything that just transpired in the hour?
I honestly, it's not unexpected. I know Jake wanted to get attention today, and I want to.
Because obviously there's been a push to, from the legislation, from the governor to make changes with this bill. What are the main elements, or what's the main element that you would hope that could come out of this?
There has been nothing from our governor about this. She has ignored it wholeheartedly. There are some of our legislators that are on board, and then there's others that don't understand the difference between a deposit or the handling fee. And that is disheartening since the ones that make the rules don't know enough about them.
Was there anything that we didn't talk about today about how this affects you that you wanted to mention?
I feel like Jade talked a whole lot, so.
I love the fact that she's only been able to take 4 days off since the spring.
Oh yeah. Because of the increase in volume of my location, between March and October of this year, I had 4 days off. That's not 4 days, in addition to my weekends. That is 4 days in 9 months. So the labor that we have to do is insane.
Can you just say and spell your first and last name too? Actually, yeah.
Jessica Amadon, JESSIC.
And you're from what's the name of your business? Casanova in the Syracuse area?
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for speaking with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Please do a lot of editing. Oh,
You were great.
don't worry.
You were great.
Appreciate it. All right.
I just try to do one in the side.
So that's the representation representation of two of the exact same cans from the exact same bottler. One of them has deposit, one of them does not.
Could you estimate, like, I guess, how much time will this process this
I mean, that's going to depend on the center and the volume that center does. Yeah, and the efficiency of the worker. Like, you know, there's a slew of different variables. But
Let me rephrase, how much
what is the
I would say on average